Boom, everybody.
Boom. Boom, boom.
But I'm a Chelsea
No,
fan,
you never believe. Well,
yes, I did. I said we were going to win at the start of the season, so...
Yeah, well, I said Spurs were going to win the league at the start of the season.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't happen, did it? God.
Honestly, as much as I know about, he's got a gold card in FIFA.
Yeah,
mate, that's
honestly,
all I know about.
See, he's quite an interesting figure. I don't think he's very good at all. England,
It's coming. It's coming home.
battle to keep
Praying
fit
he
and
is
play a
fit
role in the tournament.
to
I don't
play.
want Tyrone Mings starting.
If
Oh,
Tyrone Mings is also the back with Scotland, it's not coming home.
Well,
No, I put Scotland to come last.
fair enough, man.
Yeah!
Yeah, absolute.
England.
I personally think Germany are going to come fourth in the group. What George, honestly, is out there prediction. You boys have just gone silent. Here we are, boys. Euro 2020, or 2021, but it's in. It's 2020, but it's in 2021. Complicated. Blame COVID. Anyway, we're here. The Euros. It's been a long 2 years, really, thinking, oh, is it going to be the Euros? Is it going to be the Euros? Yes, it's the Euros. And England have probably got the best chance to win the Euros in a very, very, very long time.
It's coming home.
As Luke says.
Yeah, it's
We'll
coming
get
home.
into the tournament in a very small minute. But it's Bullet Header, episode 2. Let's go. And let's just have a chat, boys. How are you doing? It's been 2 weeks since we last recorded the podcast. How you doing?
Been pretty good. It's actually been a while since we've actually seen each other as well.
Yeah.
College is we finished college pretty much. So
Yeah, man.
just been chilling out at home, really.
Yeah.
It's been weird, yes. We're going to do a lot more podcasts remote, but we might do a few more in the studio before our time's up. Anyway, I'm all right too. Jack, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm alright. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first off, let's recap the Champions League final a bit. As a Chelsea fan, it's good to win it.
Yeah, obviously. It's been... How many years was it? 9? It was 2012. Yeah, 9 years. So, yeah, obviously, everyone's very, very happy about that.
Did I not tell you
Good
that Tuchel will win it as well?
Yeah, you said it in the last podcast.
I was adamant since he came in that he win it. No one believed me.
Hey, I said they would. But I'm a Chelsea fan.
You never believed. Well,
Yes, I did. I said we were going to win at the start of the season, so...
Yeah, well, I said Spurs were going to win the league at the start of the season.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't happen, did it? God. Mate, a lot has happened over the season, and this is the end of season tournament, the major tournament, the first one in 3 years since the 2018 World Cup. But this is Euro 20. This is Euro 2020 Bullet Header preview podcast. Let's get into it. Just to add, I forgot to say, this podcast we're going to be going through every single group A, B, C, D, E and F. We're also going to predict our knockout games and talk about our fantasy league, which you can join. So Group A occupies Turkey, Italy, Wales and Switzerland, so we're going to talk about them in that order. So first off, let's have a look at Turkey. So the star man, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, pretty self-explanatory to be honest with you. He's one of the best set piece takers in the world, and its set pieces are crucial in major tournaments. They win games quite simply. I mean, England got to the semi-final of the World Cup basically just running set pieces over teams like Panama and Sweden conceded a few as well. I mean, John Stones almost got a hat-trick against Panama. I forgot about that, but wow. Anyway, so Hakan Çalhanoğlu is one of those players who if he made the move to the Premier League, everyone would love him. He's got a bit of a Dimitri Payet about him. He's a creative midfielder with great set-piece delivery. It's looking through the team. Then in goal, they've got Eriksen Çakır, who is the presumed number one. He's a very good goalkeeper for Trabzonspor, but he does have Altay Bayındır, who's also another Turkish goalkeeper, one of the best young goalkeepers in the world for Fenerbahce. Behind him, so it'll be interesting to see who does start in goal. It should be Çakır, but you never know. Zeki Çelik, Luke, you've watched a lot of Lille. He's one of the best new young fullbacks in the world, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a very good player. He's obviously crucial to them win the league this year. He's linked with a couple Premier League clubs. Whether he makes the moves, I'm not sure. But yeah, he's a very good player. He's quite good defensively, but also going forward, which is more in the more modern style fullbacks for nowadays. So it'd be interesting to see how he plays with Turkey.
The best part about Turkey is their centre back room. Within they've got Merih Demiral, who's almost a starter for Juventus. He's competing with Chiellini, etc. And Kagla Soyuncu of Leicester. But they've also got Ozan Kabak, who, again, it's not the better seasons at Liverpool, but Kabak was still a quality defender and he's still quite young. So, this Euros could change him. Centre-backs, Jack. Obviously, we've seen a lot of Soyuncu. What do you think of him?
Yeah, he's been in class for Leicester since he joined. I don't think he's had as good a season this season as he did last season, because he got a lot of praise then, but I still think he's a class defender. Obviously, got Leicester, finished 5th with them, so yeah, won the FA Cup.
Yeah. Him, Fofana and Johnny Evans combined greatly.
Yeah.
They're amazing centre-back trio to watch.
Yeah, so if he can play for Turkey like he does for Leicester, I think they'll be just fine in defence.
Yep, there are 2 more Lille players for Turkey in the attack who let's say they combined for a lot of goals. Yusuf Yazici and Burak Yilmaz had 32 goal contributions between them.
Both very good players.
For Lille this season, great players for Turkey and for Lille. Yilmaz is prolific, as he's going to be a real good player to watch in this Euros. I'd recommend him for fantasy if you're going to join our league and you're looking for a cheap striker. Burak Yilmaz may be your guy. Anyway, so Turkey, do you think they've got a chance of getting through? I assume they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of people start horses for the tournament to do very well.
Yes.
Like I said, they've got a very decent team for a pretty stat, especially centre-back, so it'd be interesting to see how they'll compete against the likes of like Italy, Belgium.
Realistically, they should finish above Wales and Switzerland to get out of the group.
Oh,
Yeah.
fully.
I have a feeling they're going to have a very good tournament. I also think Italy are going to have a very good tournament. Their star man, he's the man that makes them tick, is Marco Verratti. He's a small midfielder, but you can't tell his size from the way he plays. He controls the game. And they're managed by Roberto Mancini, who has obviously, he was a man that brought the title to City with the famous Aguero moment. He's gone away from the traditional Italian defensive football, and they're playing a lot more free-flowing attacking football, which has seen the likes of Ciro Immobile and Nicola Barella and Domenico Berardi, and also Federico Chiesa, all of them lot combining. I mean, Berardi, for example, he's got 17 goals and 7 assists for Sassuolo this season. He also scored against Northern Ireland in the warm-up game, so he could be a breakout star at this tournament. Let's go to the centre-backs, boys. We've got 3 great ones: Bastoni, Bonucci and Chiellini.
All very class, got experience. Obviously,
very good experience.
Got the young side of Bastoni, left foot centre-back, quite good for into the season, considering they won the league with pretty much with ease, really. So it'd be interesting to see who lines up in the centre-backs for them.
In midfield, you got Nicolo Barella, who is, I think, he's criminally underrated. He was amazing for Inter this season. In my opinion, he's a future superstar. He got 10 goal contributions for Inter this season, winning the Scudetto. He's one of the first names on the team sheet for Italy, and he complements Jorginho and Verratti well. He's a bit different to those two. He's a lot more attack-minded compared to Jorginho, who, he can score a penalty, so he might have a couple of goals this tournament with the VARs going. But yeah, Barella's pretty good as well. And Ciro Immobile, he hasn't scored for Italy this season, but I've got him on my fantasy team. This very often. He's sort of been absent for Italy. He's not really hit the same form he's hit at Lazio, but I have a feeling he's going to break out under Mancini this tournament, this Euros, and Immobile's in my fantasy team. So, boys, Italy, one of the favourites, surely?
Oh, fully.
Yeah, they'll get far, I reckon.
I wouldn't be surprised if they won the entire thing, to be honest. Like, they're very defensively solid, deal with some good options in attack, midfield. It's going to be interesting to see where they finish.
Then we'll move on to Wales. They've got Gareth Bale, star man. He's their only good player, really, because Aaron Ramsey's fallen off a cliff since joining Juventus.
And he just recovered from injury as well, I think.
Yes, and
yeah.
Aaron Ramsey, he's going to be touch and go over he's going to play all the games or not. They're managed by Rob Page, who stepped in for Ryan Giggs, who has a far more important matter to deal with at the moment. This is a great chance for him to establish himself. Let's go back to Bale. He's at a major tournament once again. Euro 2016. Wow, what a tournament the Welsh team had to get into the semi-finals.
Fantastic display for them.
You think the Welsh, you talk about coming home in the 2018 World Cup, well, the Welsh were just as loud in the 2016 Euros. It's 5 years ago now, but it's still fresh in our memories. What a tournament that was. Gareth Bale, he's the main player in a much weaker Wales side now. They're nowhere near as good. They're full championship players as Welsh team, to be completely honest with you. They're going to struggle to get out of the group. But there are some key young players in this side, like even Ampadu, who's pretty much the future of Welsh football. Very versatile. Obviously, Jack, you've seen him a lot at Chelsea.
Yeah.
What do you think of Ampadu?
Yeah, he's been out on loan Sheffield this season. Had a good chance, good few runner games with them. I think in the future he'll be a good player. I think another maybe couple seasons on loan. I don't reckon he'll get into the Chelsea squad next season. But yeah, I reckon he is obviously, like you said, a player for the future for Wales.
Then there's Kieran Moore, who is a controversial figure. Obviously, I've watched him a lot at Yeovil Town. Gary Johnson thought, let's move him to centre-back, see if that works. Didn't work. He missed an absolute sitter against Manchester United. That he should have buried in that game, could have turned on his head, because that would have picked Yeovil one up. Maybe could have knocked out United. He is a clear goal-scoring threat, though. He's massive. I think he's 6'6" or 6'5". I think. He's the best aerial threat in the Championship. Statistically, he's winning the most aerial duels, like out of anyone in the Championship, any centre back or anything either. He's amazing in the air. It's just Wales don't utilise him. He doesn't play very well for Wales at all. I mean, Rob Page, he doesn't like him. I saw on Twitter this week they're thinking, should he even play? It's be interesting to see how well Kieran Moore does if he actually steps on the field for Wales.
You think he would, though, because he's had quite a prolific goal scoring season for Cardiff.
It's an interesting one. It's interesting for Kieran Moore. I like him as a player. I've seen him a lot, but it'll be interesting to see if he plays in the Euros or not. Finally, to finish off Group A, we've got Switzerland. Now,
they're there for the vibes.
Yeah, there's not much to really write home about Switzerland. The star man is Jan Sommer, the goalkeeper for Borussia Mönchengladbach. They got pretty good defence. You got Akanji, Elvedi, and Babu, who are fairly new to the Swiss team, but they've been regular since joining. All three are regulars in the Bundesliga and the Swiss Super League for Babu. They're all very quick defenders, actually. They can all play out the back. That's the style that Switzerland are going with. And they've got quite a young defence. Obviously, Ricardo Rodriguez of Torino, he's not young. He's the most experienced player in the squad behind Xhaka and Shaqiri. But Ricardo Rodriguez, he had so much promise. He's now, mid-table Serie A side. He's not been the best. His career's not turned out how we expected Ricardo Rodriguez's career to turn out, but he's still a very good player, and that's a very good defence. Then the midfield and attack is where it gets more interesting. So, Xherdan Shaqiri, boys, he's been in the news quite a bit because obviously he's expected to be Switzerland's best player, but he's played little to no game time for Liverpool. Do you think he'll be good to go? Do you think he'll be fit enough to play for Switzerland? Because otherwise their tournament's over.
You like to think he is. There's a whole aspect of getting ready to play for your country going to be a lot more. I guess.
Let's face it, though, he ain't the most naturally fit person anyway.
No,
even for Liverpool.
Yeah. Did he win goal of the season, goal of the tournament in the last Euros with bicycle kick?
Something like that, yeah.
I swear he did, because I remember that. He was a very good player in the last tournament. But no, I mean, just to see how Switzerland do. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think they're going to bottom the group.
Yeah, we'll go into that in a minute. So Haris Cepherovich, he's the striker for Switzerland. He scored 22 times in 31 appearances to Benfica, one of the most consistent seasons he's ever had. He's a big target man who could cause problems, and he's where the goals are going to come for Switzerland. So, boys, I'll start with you, Luke. You already mentioned it before. How do you think Group A is going to turn out?
I think Italy will top the group.
Yep.
Pretty easily. I think they'll beat Wales and Switzerland. Turkey might be obviously a bit more difficult, but can definitely see them topping it. Turkey will come second, and then I've got Wales in third. Even though they've got likes of Gareth Bale, who's obviously still a world-class player, can't see them beating the likes of Turkey and Italy, so I'll put them in third, and then Switzerland. Like I said, they're there for the vibes. They're going to come fourth.
See, I've got Italy coming top of the group, Turkey, Wales, and then Switzerland. What have you got, Jack?
Yeah, I've gone for the same. Italy, Turkey, Wales, and Switzerland.
We've all gone for the exact same thing. Interesting, that, isn't it? I think that group's pretty easy to predict. We'll get into Group B in a second. All right, so boys, Group B. This is the most interesting group, I think, because I don't know how it's going to go. Belgium, Denmark, Finland, and Russia. So, let's start with Denmark. The star man is Kasper Schmeichel. They're managed by Kasper Hjulmand, who is new to the job after taking over in August. Start with Schmeichel. I mean, he's creating a pretty big reputation in English football. We spoke about him in the last one, saying that he was great in the FA Cup final, and he truly is living up to his father's legacy. Do you think that, boys?
Oh yeah, fully. I think it's even more special considering he spent his his prime sort of years at Leicester, and not like a Man United or a Chelsea, something like that. So he's definitely making a reputation for himself. Obviously, he came away with a winners' medal in the FA Cup this season. So overall, very good season for Schmeichel. I know he made a couple good saves in the FA Cup final as well. So yeah, he's definitely a star player for Denmark this tournament.
Yeah, I think he's a great player. I think I got no idea how a bigger club didn't come in and get him at some point, to be honest. Obviously won the league as well with Leicester. Yeah, I know he probably hadn't lived up, got as many trophies as his dad did, but I still think he's been brilliant for Leicester. Got a good legacy there.
Exactly. Centre half duo, you got Simon Kjaer and Andreas Christensen. Both had great seasons for Milan and Chelsea. I personally think they're one of the best duos in this year's tournament. Quite underrated, that duo, I think. Fullbacks, or you got modern day fullbacks who can play everywhere, in Joachim Mahler and Daniel Vass. They're great going forward, versatile, and they can play in multiple positions as well. In the midfield, you've got Emil Forsberg. Luke, you like him quite a bit, and you've also got your ex-Spurs player, Christian Eriksen, as well. What do you think about that pairing?
Yeah, Højbjerg, fantastic season for Spurs in his debut for the London club. Sort of holding midfielder, so definitely very impactful for top of the season. Sort of drifted a little bit into the season, but mainly due to fatigue. And obviously Christian Eriksen used to play for us. I'm pretty sure he's the captain of Denmark still. Very good player. Will be interesting to see how he can sort of, push the team on forward to do something special in this tournament. And
then up front, well, this is a bit weird. You got three strikers. I don't know who's going to play out of these three because they're probably about equal in ability. You got Martin Braithwaite, who managed to finesse his move to Barcelona. He's been alright for Barcelona, so he's not been as bad as I thought he'd be. You also got Yusuf Poulsen, who's likely to probably start up front with him.
I'd say Poulsen will start.
He makes some stupid decisions, but he's got everything there to be a gifted footballer.
He's done a good season with Leipzig and Angelsman.
And then, you've also got Jonas Wind, who
who's that?
He's a really young, good striker for Copenhagen. He's scored a lot of goals, and he's going to be a big player in this tournament. I can tell you that now. Listen to the name, Jonas Wind.
Haven't Denmark got Thomas Delaney as well in midfield?
They've also got Thomas Delaney as well. Yeah, it's a decent side for Denmark. I think they'll go quite far. And then Finland. Well, there's not much quality here. Starman Timu Pukki. He doesn't need introduction to English fans. He's
biggest 1 month wonder.
But he's been great for Norwich and two championship winning sides.
Is there a swear word in another language as well?
I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure it means
either way, he's
Finland's.
Finland's.
He wore his shirt and got in trouble for it.
He's Finland's best ever player as well. Is Timo Pukki. In goal, you've got Lukas Hradecki, who is he's to play for Leverkusen. Yeah, he's a Leverkusen goalkeeper. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the tournament. He's got a great resume for Leverkusen. He's a great player for them. Now, in defence, you've got Paulus Alejuri and Daniel O'Shaughnessy. Yes, O'Shaughnessy is an Irish name, but he has also got Finnish nationality. He plays at HJK Helsinki. He's played for Cheltenham Town as well. It's the centre-back pairing. Alejuri is a tall aerial threat, whilst O'Shaughnessy is great with his feet. Glenn Kamara, he's a player you guys might know for Rangers. He's a defensive midfielder. He's a Yves Bissouma type player, box-to-box defensive midfielder, but more sort of defensive. Like I said, that's why he's box-to-box defensive midfielder. Robin Lod, you won't have heard his name. He plays in the MLS, but he's Finland's most creative. He's Finland's most creative player. Expect him to combine alongside Pukki and Marcus Forss of Brentford in the front three. And then Markku Kanava, the Finland manager, he achieved a feat that no other Finn will ever probably achieve. He brought Finland from 110th in the world rankings to the first ever major tournament. Now, the big boys. Belgium. Star man, Kevin De Bruyne. Manager, Roberto Martinez. Goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois. He's won a lot at club level, won pretty much everything you can. He's probably been one of the greatest goalkeepers over the past 20 years, isn't he, Jack?
Yeah. I don't like him because he snaked Chelsea a little bit, but
you've got to appreciate the quality, though, haven't you?
Yeah.
He's a fantastic keeper.
So Thibaut Courtois won a lot, other than the Champions League. Kevin De Bruyne, I mean, he's one of the top 5 best players in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Stupid to say he's not one of the top 5 best players in the world. Again, there isn't much. He hasn't won other than the Champions League. Undeniable quality, able to turn the game on his head in seconds. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne is a fantastic
Some of his
footballer.
passes are just ridiculous.
Alderweireld and Vertonghen. I mean, this is probably Belgium's last chance of winning the tournament before all their players get a bit old. I mean, that's probably their last tournament as well, especially Vertonghen. They got nearly 250 caps between them, plenty of major tournament experience as well.
Fantastic players.
How do you think Alderweireld and Vertonghen will fare, Luke?
See, with Belgium, because Roberto Martinez plays quite counter-attacking football, and I do worry because it sort of goes, their attack's sick, then the midfield's alright, and then the defence starts to sort of dip a little bit, mainly because of like age and how they're playing now. But no, it'd be interesting to see how Alderweireld, because I think Vermaelen also plays for them.
Yeah, somehow. I thought it was
Janea
done
plays
ages
for Lille.
ago. Yeah, Dene is going to start. Vermaelen was done ages ago, but he's still somehow in the squad.
Also, Nasser Chadli.
Oh, what a player.
Love Nasser Chadli.
You got
Absolute baller.
Eden Hazard and Dries Mertens playing either side of Lukaku.
I wonder
Both
what Hazard would do.
both have had very
You were thought
interesting spouts in their career. Hazard is going through a terrible one at the moment. He's been injured. I mean, this whole beef with with Real Madrid and Belgium saying, oh, maybe we just go for another operation. His ankle, take the plate out, put another plate in. I heard that on TalkSport earlier.
Apparently his brother might be replacing him over the Euros.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting how Eden Hazard's going to fare. His career's gone very downhill. And then Romelu Lukaku, wow, what a season he's ever had. It's the best season he's ever had at club level as well. He could add that of a Euros win this summer. Linked to a big move. Chelsea are interested.
Nah, he isn't going anymore.
Is he not? Is he staying?
I think he's staying.
Inzaghi's having a word, is he? It's interesting. Anyway, so yeah, Lukaku. Belgium are number 1 ranked in the world, but I don't think they're going to win the tournament, in my opinion. And let's get on to the final team in Group B, Russia. Their star man is Artem Zhuba, who you may not have heard. He's a striker for, I think, Zenit St. Petersburg. But he's been bagging this season. He's scored 20 goals for Zenit. Yeah, he has played for Zenit. But he's back in the side and has his captain back after he lost it after an explicit video came out last year. Sorry, a bit like Benzema. Yeah, it's not a Benzema situation with Zhuba, but obviously he's come back in the side a lot sooner than Benzema did for France. Anton Shunin is the goalkeeper for Russia. He's in line to replace legendary keeper Igor Akinfev, who saved that penalty with his foot against Spain in the World Cup in 2018 to send Russia through to the quarterfinals. He's retired internationally, so it's going to be Anton Shunin. No one knows who he is, but just see if he's going to play well. Mario Fernandez is one of the best names to come out of the World Cup in Russia. He's one of the most talented players. The right back was one of the star men at the World Cup, like I said. And Alexander Golovin. I mean, Luke, you start managing in an FM, but obviously you can't play him yet because he's injured for a long time.
At the Monaco, so he's injured for 5 months. I can't even use him.
Golovin is technically incredible. He's similar to Çalhanoğlu. He earned himself to Monaco after the World Cup. I really rate Golovin. And one player who you might know, Alexei Miranchuk from Atalanta. He's come through to the Russia team recently. Decent first season at Atalanta. He'll combine with Golovin to provide for Artem Zhuba. So, boys, Group B, how do you see it panning out?
Belgium going to win it.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Then Denmark.
Yeah.
Then Russia, then Finland.
I've got the exact same ranking.
Yeah, I've got the exact same.
Nice. Going for
I feel sorry for Finland, but their squad's just...
Really, they're making out.
When they got players who played in League 2 recently, they're not going to go very far, in my opinion. They could surprise us, but sorry Finland, lads. So, Group C. This is again another interesting group. Netherlands, Ukraine, Austria, and North Macedonia. That is... Start with the Netherlands because they are the best team. Star man, Frenkie de Jong. What a season he's had with Barca. He's probably been one of the best players in this shoddy season. Obviously, it came together at the end, but Barcelona were dreadful at the start of the season.
Fully. Yeah, tragic season.
Koeman managed to turn it around. One interesting one. Tim Krul. He's starting in goal for the Netherlands because Jasper Cillessen has COVID.
Oh,
so he's out for
penalty specialist.
He's out for the tournament. Yeah. The penalty king is back, and this time he's starting the whole game, the whole tournament. If it comes to penalties and knockout rounds, Tim Krul could be a man. Right, centre backs. Well, yeah, Mathis de Ligt and Stefan de Vrij are going to have to combine because Virgil van Dijk is injured and he was missing the tournament. They're very established defenders in the Italian league, but not on the same level as Van Dijk, so it'll be interesting to see how big his absence is. Ryan Gravenbirch, he made the squad at 18 years old. He's one of the most talented young players in the world. I mean, he's got to compete with the likes of Wijnaldum. He was going to have to compete with Van der Beek. Van der Beek's missing the Euros through injury. But if he gets game time, the Van der Beek injury is huge for him. He could even start for the Netherlands. This is a huge stage for Ryan Gravenberch to show the world what it's about. Now, boys, let's talk about Memphis Depay. Now, I mean, he's had a good season for Lyon. He's a much better player than he was in the Premier League when he came to United. He's just done himself a move to Barcelona by the looks of things. How do you feel about Memphis Depay? Do you reckon he's going to bag for the Netherlands?
He'll be Netherlands' top scorer, I reckon, by the end of the tournament.
Yeah, a very good tournament. I don't know whether, if, like you said, he's close to Barcelona, will he perform there? Obviously, French league is actually quite different in terms of quality. Will he be able to make
Well, Aguero is going to be the main man as well, so that's
It could end up being a bit of a Griezmann situation, come into Barcelona, not perform.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how Depay goes. And
I reckon he'll do well in the Euros, though.
I think he'll have a good tournament.
I have no idea, by the way. I have no idea how Frank de Boer has managed to back himself the Netherlands job.
Wasn't he the one that got sacked after 4 games of Palace?
He's had 3 bad jobs in a row. He did terrible Inter, ruined Inter, content to come in and fix that. He got sacked at Palace, and then he couldn't even hack it in the MLS. I was listening to them talk about it on TalkSport last night on the sports bar with Andy Goldstein and Jason Cundy, and they're saying that De Boer needs to step up. Like, wow. I mean, wow. Frank de Boer. I mean, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Netherlands get knocked out in the group here. I think they'll get through, but I wouldn't be surprised. Ukraine, their star man, Alexander Zinchenko, he's been really good for Manchester City this season. I mean, he's come from nowhere to be one of the true world-class players in the Ukraine squad. I mean, defensively, offensively, he's sound. His versatility is key. I mean, he can play in about 15 different positions for City and Ukraine. I mean, if they suffer injuries, he can fill in a hole like that. And, Zinchenko, he's going to be key for Ukraine if they're going to get out of the groups.
Yeah, very good player. Obviously, done a good season for Man City. Definitely, people underrate him a lot. I think because he's still quite young as well, and like 24, something like that. So he's still got obviously years ahead of him. But no, he's definitely one of the key players for Ukraine. Obviously, one of the better players in quite a weak squad, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't rate this Ukraine squad at all. In centre back, they got Mikola Matvienko, who is a Shakhtar through and through, came through the academy.
Most of their team's Shakhtar, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, and Dynamo Kiev as well. There are about 15 Dynamo Kiev players in this team. He could have a breakout tournament, Matvienko. Watch out for him. Okay, so another good player for them, Ruslan Malinovsky, coming off a huge season in Serie A with 20 goal contributions. He is the side's main creative outlet. Marlos adds a bit of a Brazilian flair to a physical side. Difference maker went on it, he just lacks consistency. And Roman Yaremchuk is a striker. He's had a good season for Genk. He is tipped for a big move, 20 goals and 7 assists up front. The manager, Andriy Shevchenko, probably the second most recognisable Ukrainian behind Vitaly Klitschko, the legendary boxer and the mayor of Kiev. He won Ballon d'Or in 2004. It sort of fell away from after we left Milan to Chelsea, but he is now their manager. And interesting to see how Ukraine do under Shevchenko. Right, Austria. We watched England v Austria recently.
We won.
Yeah, I know, but Austria weren't very good, and neither were England. David Alaba, star man, pretty self-explanatory to be honest with you. Managed by Franco Foda. Alaba, one of the best defenders in the world, can play anywhere across the back three. Can also play in midfield. He plays on the wing for his country, so
yeah, very versatile.
Alaba on the wing, be interesting to see how that does at a major tournament. He's very fast, very creative. It should go well. Dragovic and Hinteregger are 2 established Bundesliga defenders with plenty of experience of club and country. And this is an interesting figure. Julian Baumgartlinger. Do you rate him in CDM?
Did he play for Leipzig? No, not Leipzig.
Leverkusen.
Yeah. Honestly, as much as I know about, he's got a gold card in FIFA.
Yeah,
that's
honestly,
what I know about him.
See, he's quite an interesting figure. I don't think he's very good at all. I don't understand how he's in the squad. It is an interesting one, boys. I would want to hear from both of you here. Marcel Sabitzer.
Oh, fantastic player.
Yeah, he is.
Very good
He's
player.
good.
Do you think he'll be able to turn it on when needed and hopefully earn himself a big move, probably to Spurs?
Oh, fully. I think he's got the leadership qualities the midfield needs. Like, you can create a goal enough. I don't know if you've seen some of the goals he scored for Leipzig this season, but many have been outside the box. Good curlers, first-time volleys. Very good player.
I got 5 words here. No, so I can't even count. 7 words here. Always around the ball, can make things happen. That's what I got as a bit. So that's in my notes. And then up front, they've got Sasa Kolajich, who is one of the most informed young strikers on the planet right now. The 6'7" striker has come out of nowhere, just scored 16 goals in his first season in the Bundesliga with Stuttgart. He's a real threat. 6'7", basically the next Peter Crouch. Anyway, to finish it off in Group C, you got North Macedonia.
Oh,
Mate, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. They got some good players. You got Egizan Alioski, he plays for Leeds. I don't know how to say his first name, but obviously he's a very good player. He's no stranger to British football fans. The Leeds left back is part of a historic North Macedonia team that could actually surprise a few. Defensively, they aren't the best, but he's the exception. In midfield, you've got Enis Bardi, who's the centre midfielder for Levante. Small, nimble midfielder who's great at the ball at his feet, can play a pass, operates both in the midfield and out wide. Bardi's very good. He's left foot. He can play on the left wing. You've got Eligis Elmas, who's the best player Macedonia produced from Napoli. He's technically very good, just hasn't worked out for the attacking midfield at Napoli. Still young, but a very important tournament for him. And then up front, you've got the man with the most unfortunate ball patch in the world, Goran Pandev. He's Mr. Macedonia. He's been knocking about in Serie A for way over a decade. Cult hero figure who's similar to Wayne Rooney. I rate Macedonia. I think they've got some really good players. It's just the rest of the players are terrible. We just need to see how they go. So, Group D, how do you see that playing out, boys?
I've got here the Netherlands will top the group. I will not be surprised if Austria do it instead, surely because of Frank de Boer being Netherlands manager. I think that's what's holding them back. Like another team that will come into it in a sec. But I do think Austria have got a chance, but I do think Netherlands will top it.
So you've got Netherlands, Austria, Ukraine, North Macedonia.
Okay.
So what about you, Jack?
Yeah, I've gone for the same there. Netherlands, Austria, Ukraine and North Macedonia.
See, I've gone Netherlands, Austria, North Macedonia, Ukraine.
Ooh,
I think North Macedonia.
Change.
I think North Macedonia will be able to pull a surprise here.
No, they ain't
We'll wait and see. Group D, England.
It's coming. It's coming home.
England, Croatia, Scotland, Czech Republic. Let's start with England. Star man, Harry Kane. Luke, you know a lot about that man.
Yes, best striker in world football, best player in the Premier League. Won't hear none of it. Fantastic player, England's captain, Golden Boot winner, the Euro 2021 or 2020. I want to say it. It's coming home. He's going to help us win.
Imagine he gets injured in the first group stage.
If he gets in, it's fine because we have Dominic Calvert-Lewin to come up and he'll bag goals. But Harry Kane, fantastic player for England.
He's England's most natural goal scorer since Alan Shearer. That's facts because he could even break his record if he stays in the Premier League. World Cup Golden Boot winner and key if England are to have success because Calvert-Lewin's good, but he's not consistent enough. Maguire and Stones, England's 2 best centre backs, but Maguire's facing a battle to keep fit and play a role in the tournament.
Tyrone Mings starting.
If Tyrone Mings is our centre back with Scotland, it's not coming home.
Well, honestly, I don't think Maguire's going to start against Croatia on Sunday. Then you got Kieran Trippier, who's had a resurgence at Atletico Madrid this season. A former Southgate favourite who could find his way back into the team.
People sort of look over him because he's not played in the Premier, but he's been sick. He's arguably been the best statistically, the best right back out of all the right backs that have been chosen. So
he's got a great cross on him.
Oh, fantastic cross, and definitely one of the top 2 set piece players I think in this team.
Here's interesting, boys. Who do you think should start on midfield?
Oh, I think it should be a 4-3-3 with Rice, Mount, and Bellingham.
Because I've got here, Jordan Henderson is one of the leaders in the England dressing room, but has come under scrutiny recently after not playing in 3 months due to injury. So he's not
missed the penalty.
So he's not fit. So the scrutiny came after a missed penalty in an arrogant interview after the Romania friendly. Many believe he's crucial, but doesn't deserve a place in the squad, and I agree with that.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I don't think Henderson.
He's there for hype. He's a hype man.
He's like David Beckham in the 2010 World Cup, except Beckham wasn't actually in the squad. He just went anyway. So maybe take Henderson out of the squad. You still got time, Gareth Southgate. You still got time. England. Do you think it's coming home?
Yeah, it's coming home.
All right,
I want it to, but I don't.
Nah, it's
think it
have
is.
faith. There's no point going to a tournament not believing.
I say that I put them to win in the
3
chart.
lines on a shirt.
I don't think
it's coming up.
Jules Rimet still gleaming. Yeah, I don't think it's going to come home.
Actually, there's one reason it's not going to come home.
Tyrone Mings.
No. Jesse Lingard.
Oh no!
Not getting called up.
We were talking before. Is Luke going to mention Jesse Lingard every podcast
Beans,
we've done?
Beans.
He's mentioned Jesse
He's
Lingard.
got to play.
It's happening.
He has to go, blood.
That's
but
going
he's
at the
not.
start of the podcast. Right, Croatia, not as good as they were before. Star man Luka Modric, best midfielder in the world. He's got a Ballon d'Or to back it up. Midfield general who's almost unplayable. So at the back, now this is interesting. This is something that England could exploit. Duje Kaletika and Domagoj Vida are both very tall, but they're also very slow. So if both them two play, you probably look for Grealish or Rashford to stretch the two centre backs because they could win quite a few free kicks and potentially outpace them, or going to outpace them, but beat them 1-on-1. You've also got Josko Gvardiol, who's one of the best young defenders in the world. This is a massive tournament for him. He will get some game time, especially if Vida's like 35, so he could break down at any point. Vida's experience though. Matej Kovacic, Jack.
Oh yeah, on his
like him
day.
a lot?
Yeah, on his day, he's a class player. He gets the ball deep and he just runs with it. His dribbling's brilliant. He's been a bit unlucky with injury towards the end of the season. Managed to just about get back in time for the Euros. But yeah, on his day, he's a class player. I think he'll be great for Croatia if he's consistently starting with Modric.
Kovacic, he's got some big shoes to fill because Rakitic is retired, so he's got to step in and combine with Modric and Brozovic.
Obviously, just won the Champions League
Yep,
as well.
exactly. He's fraud as well. His way to a 4th Champions League, is it? Is he on 4 now?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's bad, that, isn't it? Anyway, yeah. So Kovacic, he's got a big role to play in this midfield. Brozovic, there's the heart of it, gonna stop all the balls coming through, and he's the one that's probably gonna stop Vida and Kaletka from being caught out. Perisic, I don't want Reece James going up against Perisic because I'm worried. I think Kyle Walker is probably the man you're probably gonna have it right back against Perisic because I do worry. I think you can pretty much. I like Reece James, Jack, but I don't know. I think Perisic could do him one.
I don't know. I mean, Reece James is physically, I'd say, just as matched with Kyle Walker, if not better.
What?
Physically, like he's been playing centre back this season.
Yeah,
I
but
think
he's
his
not
strength
as
is
experienced.
just- not as
I
experienced.
reckon Perisic could spin him. So
I'd like Walker to start.
that's what I'm saying.
right
I want Walker up against Perisic because he's their main danger. And then you've got Bruno Petkovic up top. He's not really of any danger. He's replaced Mandzukic, and they've got weaker since then. So Petkovic could score goals, but I doubt he's going to score many for Croatia. I don't think they're going to go very far either. Then Scotland.
Oh, let's move on.
Yeah.
Their best player is a left back. Their 2 best players are left backs.
What about
Mate,
Shea Adams?
well, actually,
Yeah.
Kieran Tierney played in midfield the other day, so mate,
Please
That
don't
just
mention.
shows how mudded they
Please
are
don't
already.
say that Scott McTominay is a good player. I
Mate.
would not hear any of it. He's just
What?
a tall Harry Winks. He is a tall Harry Winks.
wait, but Tommy plays centre back for Scotland, so
Exactly. He's bubble. He's rubbish.
right. Andy Robertson, Scotland's best player, star man, best player in a long time. The fullback has won both the Premier League and the UCL, and was a key part in guiding the nation to its first ever major tournament in a long time. Liam Cooper has an excellent season at Leeds. He's expected to start alongside Grant Hanley and Scott McTominay at centre back. Don't. Okay. Kieran Tierney, I mean, he could play left back, but I mean, when Robertson's playing, he's probably going to play in midfield for Scotland. And John McGinn alongside him. He's Scotland's Luka Modric, if you can say it. Fantastic little midfielder. He's technically gifted, that's the word. And then Shea Adams and Lyndon Dykes up top. They're going to play off each other. I rate them both. I think they're quite good. Not Euros quality, but I reckon they'll complement each other quite well. The differing styles. Czech Republic. Star man, Thomas Souček. We talked about him a lot in the Team of the Season podcast we did a couple of weeks ago. He's one of the most difficult players in the world to actually come up against. Souček.
He's a very good player.
Yeah.
Souček's insane.
He's difficult to come up against. He's going to cause problems for a lot of teams in Group D, I reckon. His teammate Kufal, the two have gone through breakthrough seasons in the Premier League. Just be interesting to see if they can combine for the Czech Republic through the tournament. Thomas Kalas was meant to be the next best thing of the Czech Republic. Injuries have set him back. There were questions on whether he'll be good to go after sustaining injury in training, but he started 90 minutes on Tuesday night. Monday night, and he's outstanding on his day. But,
on his day, when he's not injured.
But when he's not injured,
he's all right,
injuries have really set Kalas back. But, obviously we were a bit biased because we're Bristol City fans. He's our captain, but he's very good. He's got the most blocks in the Championship, but that just probably shows how bad City were this season.
Tragic.
But Thomas Kalas, on his day, is great. It'll be interesting to see if he actually plays well in the Euros. You've got Vladimir Darida, who's their creative player, number 10. He's been playing in the Bundesliga for a while now. He's very good for Hertha Berlin. And then Adam Plotchek, who is a pacey striker. I think he's going to announce himself to Europe. He's only 18. He's scored 25 goals for Sparta Prague, 15 of those were the season. He's going to have a good tournament, Adam Plotchek. He'll move into the Premier League soon, I expect. Group D, how do you see it panning out?
England are going to top it. We're going to win all our games. We're going to have a plus 10 goal difference because we're not going to concede when we score 10 goals. No,
we're not going to concede.
We're not going to concede at all.
We've got Tyrone Mings.
Yeah.
No, exactly. No.
England,
okay, we might
defensively is
one.
where I worry.
Might concede one, but it's still coming home, so it's fine. Croatia are going to come second. Scotland are going to somehow come third because they're going to beat Czech Republic. Because Czech Republic are going to win any of their games. And the Czech Republic are going to come last.
I've got the same. England, Croatia, Scotland, and Czech Republic. Do you have the same, Jack?
No, I put Scotland to come last.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah!
Yeah, absolute.
England.
England. Right, anyway, Group E. Poland, Slovakia, Spain, Sweden. Now, Group E has been turned on its head in the past 24 hours or so. Because Spain... well,
in the mud, lads.
Mate, Sergio Busquets tested positive for COVID, so he's out. And then, the whole Spain squad has been sent into isolation. So if I just get my notes up a minute, I think the whole of the 21 squad played against Lithuania because they just come back from the 21 Euros, so they're fit. But the other 21's team, here we go, will combine, if the Spain players are still kept in isolation for the Euros, they'll combine with Kepa, Rodrigo, Pablo Fornals, Carlos Soler of Valencia, Brais Mendes, and Raul Albiol. So those are going to be Spain's key players, as long as that's a Brahim Diaz and Cucurella in the under 21 side. Should the Spain players be kept in isolation and a few of them test positive for COVID? Let's go through their normal squad. Aymeric Laporte recently changed nationality from France to Spain because he's from the Basque County. He's having some... he's never played for the France squad. Surprised by that. So he changed nationality. He's Basque anyway, so it's not like it's really changing. But, at the moment, he's the best centre-back that Spain have because there's no Ramos.
Yeah. Obviously left foot as well, which you can't come by them easily. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Spain do and how Laporte does, considering this is it must be his first tournament then in general.
First one.
So,
other than under 21 Euros and stuff, yeah.
So interesting to see how he plays.
Yeah, let's face it, like you said, he'll be their best centre-back.
Who would he be partnered with, though? Pau Torres so that's going to be shocking.
Or Garcia. From Man City, just moves to Barcelona.
Yeah.
I worry about Spain. I don't think they can go very far at all, especially if they're in 21's playing.
Who's their manager?
The manager is Luis Enrique, the Barca manager, the old Barca manager. That's why.
That's why no Real Madrid players have been picked.
Yeah.
I thought it was Valverde, but no.
You got David De Gea in goal. Controversial. Rodri is probably one of their key players. Outstanding season for City. His defensive presence will actually probably protect the back four. It's not very good. And City missed him in the Champions League final. I'm going to say it.
Oh yeah, shocking. I don't know what Pep was doing.
Lol.
But
we
move.
And then god, their strikers Alvaro Morata and Gerard Moreno.
Nah, Moreno's sick. Did you watch the Europa League final?
Yeah, but
he's had a very good season for Villarreal.
I wrote pretty underrated strike partnership with plenty of goals between them, but they're not world class.
Oh no.
What do you mean? Morata's the best baller in the Euro.
Spain's an interesting one. At this current time, we couldn't tell you who's going to play because no one knows who's going to play for Spain. No. Let's get on to Poland. Lewandowski
FC.
Yes, Lewandowski FC, pretty self-explanatory, really. Lewandowski, veteran striker who just had one of the best seasons ever with 41 goals in 29 games for Bayern. That is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. That's unreal.
Best striker in the world right now. Sorry, Luke.
Any of it?
Let's face it, he's going to get the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he won Ballon d'Or. Well, actually,
Wojciech Szczesny has come a long way since his Arsenal days.
yeah.
He out Buffon as Juve #1 and has won multiple trophies. Kamil Glik, massive team leader, seen it all, experienced, big present, difficult to play against as well, was hard for Monaco. Greco Krakowiak, the CDM, he has fallen off a bit, but still an excellent holding midfielder, in my opinion. And Przemysław Paqueta has shown flashes at Norwich this season. The winger has a lot of potential. Be interesting to see how
I know you mean. Yeah, youngster. Yeah.
I'm interested to see how he turns out. Slovakia.
What
Again,
about Zielinski
not
as well?
very good players in this side. Starman, Milan Skriniar, manager Stefan Tarkovic. In goal, we got Martin Dubravka, been in and out and line up for Newcastle this season because Dalo's been playing as well. But he is Slovakia's key #1 player, in goal at least. Skriniar, excellent example of a dominant modern day centre back, excellent in winning the ball, playing out from the back and in the air. Just won a Scudetto at Inter. Peter Pekalik is a right back. He's 34, but he's one of the best players.
His name's Peter.
Yeah, but
That's so funny.
he's one of the best players. He's hitting form just at the right time as well. Featured over 20 times at Hertha Berlin for the first time since 2016-17. Classic fullback, like Gary Neville kind of fullback. Andre Duda is Pekalik's ex-teammate at Hertha. Number 10, who can play off a tall striker. And there's Marek Hamšík, Slovakia legend. Probably his last tournament. He's going to retire after this, I think. And he never reached the heights that were expected of him. Still has the mohawk, but still a top-tier player for the past 10 years. And then Sweden, another team hit with COVID.
Yeah,
they're in the mud. I mean, their tournament was over because Ibra wouldn't go anyway. So, I mean, that's going to cost them, I think.
But now that Dejan Kulusevski, their best player, who plays for Juventus, is out, well, that's interesting.
So
and
it's ropey.
They're also missing Matthias Svenberg, who I think is another midfielder. So they just lost 2 of their midfielders. Plays Bologna. Just missed 2 of the midfielders. Just cross them off the list. Call up 2 other players, but that's 2 of the best players gone. Alexander Isak, who's their new key player now, Kulusevski's gone. Was highly rated at Dortmund before leaving for game time. He's quickly established himself as a key player. Sociedad with 17 goals this season. Can play on the wing as well. He's got goals in him. But with Kulusevski out, the only person to provide him is Emil Forsberg, who he's fallen off a bit since the 2018 World Cup. He was at his peak then, but he's still a great player. Ken Sema for Watford, versatile player, very quick, playing a lot of positions, but not really the best quality. Victor Lindelof.
Oh, God.
Victor Lindelof.
Lindelof.
Do you know what?
I remember when he was, tipped to be sick.
Yeah.
And then he just got ruined.
He's one of the best players in the Sweden squad. That's how tragic this one is. I mean, once Zlatan got injured again, like you said, Luke.
Yeah, it's ropey.
The tournament was over.
Ropey.
Right, Group E. How do you see it going?
Well, I think Spain will sort of top it.
Well, even with them 21 side.
Even with the only Poland could, but the only good player is Lewandowski.
Yeah, if Lewandowski turns up, which I expect he will, then
I wouldn't be surprised if they top the group.
Well, Poland. Oh yeah.
But I put down here that Spain will top it, then Poland. I've got here that Sweden will come third, but I don't know. I think Slovakia might do it. Might get third, and then Sweden go fourth.
My revised prediction: Poland top, Spain second, Slovakia third, Sweden fourth.
Yeah, I went for the same as Luke. I think Spain still will just about top it, and then Poland, Sweden, and Slovakia.
That's interesting. And then finally, boys, the group of F, or the group of death, as you may want to call it. Group F: Hungary, Portugal, France, Germany. We'll start with Hungary, just get them out of the way. Starman Willi Orban, the centre defender for Leipzig. Sorry, I just hit the microphone there for the terrible audio. A first teamer for them, excellent in the air, quick and great at the ball at his feet as well. Really underrated centre back. I think he'd be great in the Premier League. Peter Galaxy, Hungary's veteran goalkeeper. He's got experience in a few countries, been a starter since 2016 in the best period of his career at Leipzig too. They got this player who is one to watch, Attila Szalai. I don't know if you heard about him. He's a centre back for Fenerbahce. honestly,
Haven't heard of the bloke.
he's one of the best young defenders in the world. Not even joking.
Really? Oh,
Watch out for Attila Salai. Linked to a big move this summer. Has cracking first at Fenerbahce, left foot centre back. Watch out for him, Attila
I mean, if
Salai.
he can successfully mark Kylian Mbappe,
Yeah.
Ronaldo,
It's going to be a big
Timo
tournament
Werner's
for
gonna be
him.
an issue.
Big tournament. I mean, it was the first season Fenerbahce. He's come out of nowhere, but he's got in the squad. He's actually really good.
Yeah.
And then you got Adam Naj, Holland midfielder who makes Hungary tick. Marshall's in front of the back four, but like Brozovic does. He's a bright spark in a terrible season for Bristol City. One of City's best players this season, in my opinion. And you've got Adam Salai, who is a tall presence who can cause problems up top. That's all we can say about Hungary, really. It'd be interesting to see. I think they could surprise. I think they'll probably get a result from one of the games.
They ain't
Nah,
surprised anyone.
no.
Mate, I don't know, man.
No.
It might just be because I like Adam Naj. I mean, I've met him. I think he's a great guy. But, like, I don't
Probably,
know.
I don't know.
I think
If you're in
Hungary-
a group with France, Portugal, and Germany,
Timo Werner.
no, I don't think Germany would do well at all.
No.
But it's ropey for Hungary.
Right, Portugal. Star man, Bruno Fernandez. I mean, let's start with Bruno.
Just gonna forget Ronaldo, aren't we?
Get Ronaldo.
Come on, Ronaldo's not been good this season.
He's
scored-
still the second best player in the world.
no,
Well, he's
not now. Honestly, I think
Overall.
Messi's still up there. I think Ronaldo's fallen above a bit.
Okay,
Like,
it's fine.
have you seen how bad he's been playing for Juventus this season?
What's his
Like,
ratio?
honestly, most of his goals have been
I swear he
penalties.
came like top scorer in the Serie A.
No, one of his
No,
most of his it's
Oh right, yeah.
most of his goals have been penalties, and he plays terrible, and then draws a penalty nowhere and wins a game for Juventus. Like, it happens all the time. Like, I don't agree. I mean, you look on Twitter and all you see is Penaldo on football Twitter. Like, I don't agree with that. I don't think he's like, but I still think like he's not had a great season for Juventus. He's fallen off like numbers wise. He's nowhere near what he used to be.
Yeah, I do see what you mean.
Diego Jota could genuinely play better than Ronaldo in this tournament.
Jota's the one to look
Yeah.
out for. I still think he's quite underrated.
Anyway, Bruno, one of the top 3, 4, 5 players in the world, like Fernandez, and you can't disagree with that. He can create goals from anywhere, including penalties. You got Man City duo Cancelo and Ruben Diaz, two of the best defenders in Europe. Both made the PFA Team of the Year in the Premier League and are crucial to a successful tournament. João Palhinha has been excellent for Sporting this season in defensive midfield. He's played what's his name, Danilo Pereira out of the team. Palhinha starts for Portugal now, and he's the side's main defensive midfielder. Very good. Bernardo Silva was probably the best dribbler on the planet. I think it's great.
I bet that.
Replaced David Silva perfectly at City. Should combine with Fernandez perfectly as well. And Ronaldo is the best footballer of all time, in my opinion. Outstanding work ethic. Great. Getting old, but he's not the same as he used to be. Still a difference maker, but I think Jota and Fernandez are the main
Got Ronaldo
men
Sanchez as well.
for Portugal. Yeah, Ronaldo Sanchez. Forget about him. Is he even in the squad? I don't know if he is. Oh, he is. Yeah.
He's had
But-
a very good season for
I
Liverpool.
reckon
Yeah.
Neves, Moutinho, and all them lot like to play with Ronaldo Sanchez. Though.
Hmm.
So Portugal surprised Euro 2016. They won out of nowhere. Nobody really expected them to win. I mean, Adair scored the winning goal.
Don't get a game for Swansea, and then bags like an actual good goal as well.
Yeah, man.
Considering Ronaldo got injured that game as well.
He had to go off, and he was just on the sidelines, basically being the manager.
And then you got France. Star man, Kylian Mbappe.
That's going to be Giroud.
Mbappe. What was I just say? I've just said the name 3 times. Well done that.
Giroud.
Yeah, Giroud.
Lord
Shut up,
Giroud.
shut up.
He's going to be the
Right,
top
Mbappe
goal
is
scorer.
football's next big thing. Sorry, Haaland. He had a breakout 2018 World Cup, scored in the final. Lightning quick, unplayable the majority of the time. He's a defender's nightmare. He's too quick.
He is insane.
He like, good luck.
He has potential to be the best player in the tournament.
Yeah, easy. Lucas Hernandez and Benjamin Pavard are world-class defenders who can play in multiple positions, of course, back 4, both on the UCL at Bayern as well in 2020. Rafael Varane, best centre-back in the tournament, best part of a solid defence, and N'Golo Kante, Jack. That's talk lyrical about
doesn't
your
love
Ballon d'Or
Kante?
winner, N'Golo Kante.
No, I know he won't win the Ballon d'Or. But
Nah,
yeah,
if France win the Euros,
Yeah.
he's in contention.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Modric did the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Very much in contention.
Obviously, people will say it'd be undeserved, but who doesn't love Kante?
He won the
so-
he didn't single-handedly win the Champions League, but he's definitely played a major role.
Well, yeah, he got like 4 man of the matches in a row. In the
Yeah, exactly. He's
Champions League.
insane.
People said he only had like 4 good games. He like second half of the season, he's been good under Tuchel. So
So under Lampard, he was like
He's injured
Kante's
quite a
always
lot.
been all right. Like he's never like dropped a stinky performance or anything.
No.
Like he's always been class. But no, I'm interested to see how he gets on in this tournament. I think.
nicest football player as well on the
Yeah.
planet.
Okay, and you've also got Karim Benzema.
Oh, he's not going now?
Oh, yeah, no, of course, he got injured last night, didn't he?
Yeah,
Oh.
he
Well,
looked
might
quite
still
bad.
be going.
There
I
are
don't know. He went on the time. He looked very distressed.
there are question marks over Kieran Benzema. He was going to be in the squad. I forgot about that, actually.
Asked for his call up.
Yeah, I mean, his first
return.
call up since the 2014 World Cup, so that's what, 7 years. Got us into some beef with Mattia Valbuena over a very personal topic.
Explicit video.
Yeah, explicit video. One thing you can't deny of Benzema is he's a goal scorer. It'd be interesting to know if he actually gets to play for France. I mean, to replace him, you've got Olivier Giroud and you got Griezmann.
Don't know why you're laughing. He's about to come to France.
Giroud's like 5 goals off.
Yeah.
Well, do you know why? It's probably because Benzema's not been in the squad for so long. That's why.
Yeah, that's probably why.
But you got
Sounds
Ben
like
Yedder
him
to
problems,
replace Benzema. You got Ben Yedder, you got Thuram from Mönchengladbach, and you got Griezmann, Giroud.
Mbappe as well.
Yeah, obviously Mbappe. I mean, Mbappe's on the team sheet. Come on, man. Anyway, to finish with Germany. Oh, star man Toni Kroos, manager Jürgen Loh, who is off, and Hansi Flick's going to manage them in the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Toni Kroos, best deep line playmaker in the tournament, has something special that can dictate a game, similar to Modric. He's like a bit less mobile than Modric. He's like a better Jordan Henderson. Toni Kroos.
Yeah.
He's a lot better, but he's got a
a very
similar
good
player
player.
to Henderson.
Still quite underrated, I think.
Yes, of course. I mean, he scored that great free kick in the
The
Sweden
thing
game in
is,
the
the
World
only
Cup.
reason he's underrated is because of FIFA and how slow he is.
Yeah, that's fine.
like
Football
people-
Twitter, mate.
yeah.
They probably think Toni Kroos is absolute
Rubbish because
Mate,
of his
yeah.
FIFA pace.
mate. Honestly, Manuel Neuer has created a revolution in goalkeeping. He's with a super keeper style. I find it fascinating to watch him. He's on a halfway line half the time.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Champions League game with PSG. I mean, but Neuer's literally not even in his
I'll
box
never
at all.
forget though. It was the World Cup when they played South Korea.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were losing 1-0. Lawyer came up, just ran
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
not even for a corner. They just ran up, and then they broke through and Son
Yeah.
scored, and they won 2-0 against them.
I think Germany can have a similar tournament this year. Not gonna lie to you. Joshua Kimmich, their little Swiss Army knife. He can play anywhere. Probably gonna play right back because they've got better midfielders and they've got right backs.
Yeah.
But he can play anywhere in defence and midfield. Thomas Müller, it's had probably his best season yet. At the age of 31, he's coming back into the form that he showed early in his career in 2014 when Germany won the World Cup, and he's going to need to score some goals because Timo Werner's up front and he can't score for anything. So
Nah,
It's-
I reckon Timo Werner will start bagging you.
no, man.
It's a weird sort of stage for Germany because they're in a sort of rebuild stage
Yeah.
in the sense that they've got younger
They
players
got-
going through, but then they're still
They just won the Under-21 Euros. You've
Yeah.
got Makoko coming through as well
Baller,
because he picked to play for Germany rather than Cameroon. So
unreal player. But
Did we mention Rudiger as well? Is he?
Rudiger,
Rudiger
has
is-
Havertz been called up?
Yeah.
Havertz
Havertz been called up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they do. I mean,
But
Is Leroy Sané in the squad?
yeah,
yeah, Gnabry as well.
Yeah.
Good
I
player.
think I personally think Germany are going to come fourth in the group. What honestly is out there prediction. You boys have just gone silent. So
Yeah.
what-
Nah.
Let's face it, Hungary.
Although to be fair, nobody expected them to come bottom of the World Cup group.
My
South Korea
rankings,
one above
my
them.
rankings are France first, Portugal second, Hungary third, Germany fourth.
No, I've gone France, Portugal, Germany,
Yeah,
Hungary.
I've done the same.
I can't see Hungary making out the hood again.
Right, boys, who are your 4 third place teams get through to the knockout rounds?
Ooh, well, Germany.
You think Germany will get enough points?
Yeah. Who else is
Should I
there?
go for mine? Because I've got mine.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
I've gone for Germany, Ukraine, Russia, and Wales.
I've gone for Wales, Russia, Scotland, and Hungary to go through into the knockout rounds because if Hungary are going to win a game, and I think all you need is like 3 or 4 points to get through to the third place win.
Yeah, I think I got Germany, Wales, Scotland, and Ukraine.
Interesting. So, how do your knockout fixtures match
So-
up then?
I've got Belgium, Germany.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just run through them all?
Yeah, go through them all.
Yeah, so Belgium, Germany, Italy, Austria, France, Wales, Croatia, Poland, Spain, Ukraine, England, Portugal, Netherlands, Scotland, and then Turkey, Denmark.
And who'd you have winning all those?
So I've got Belgium beating Germany,
Yep.
Italy beating Austria,
Mhm.
France beating Wales,
Yep.
Croatia beating Poland, Spain beating Ukraine, England beating Portugal, Netherlands beating Scotland, and Turkey beating Denmark.
Right, so I have Belgium beating Scotland in the round of 16. Italy, Austria. Italy's going to win. France going to beat Russia. Croatia are going to beat Spain, in my opinion. So I'll go Belgium, Italy, France, Croatia. Poland going to beat Wales. England are going to beat Portugal. Netherlands going to beat Hungary. And Turkey going to beat Denmark. Then Turkey going to beat the Netherlands. Turkey getting to the semi-finals of the Euros, in my opinion. Watch it happen. England going to beat Poland. Croatia are going to beat... No, actually, France going to beat Croatia. And Italy going to beat Belgium. Jack, how are your round of 16 going?
So I've got Belgium to beat Wales, Italy to beat Austria, France to beat Ukraine, Croatia to beat Poland, Spain to beat Russia, England to beat Portugal, Netherlands to beat Germany, and Turkey to beat Denmark.
And then your quarter-final matchups. Who's winning them lot?
So my final matchups, I've got bit of an outside shout. Italy to beat Belgium.
Yep. I've got the same as I just said, yeah.
Yeah, I've got the same there.
France to beat Croatia. England to beat Spain. And then Netherlands to beat Turkey.
Okay. So your finals, semi-finals are England, Netherlands, right?
England, Netherlands, and then
Italy, France.
Italy, France.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. What are your semi-finals, Jack?
So I've got Italy to beat Belgium,
Yep.
France to beat Croatia,
Mhm.
England to beat Spain,
Mhm.
and I went Turkey to beat Netherlands.
There you are. So you got England, Turkey, Italy, France, like me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got England beating Turkey to get into the final, and I've got Italy beating France to get into the final. And spoiler alert, I think Italy are going to win the Euros.
See, yeah, I've got Italy, England in the final. I put England to win, but I don't think they will.
I put France to beat Italy. Although I do think Italy will definitely give them a game. England to beat Netherlands, which then leaves a France-England final.
And you think
England's
it's coming home, do you reckon?
It's
All
coming
right.
home.
All right.
It's coming home. So, well, I do think France will win, but England could always surprise. So we can hope. We can pray.
It's not happening.
No, it will.
Well, are
Good
you sure?
vibes.
Are you sure, man?
Need positive
Anyway,
vibes.
so we at the Bullet Header podcast, we have a fantasy league for you to join. It is called the Bullet Header Pod League, and you can join it by entering the league code 10TGR1IG09. So we're going to talk through our teams and just say who we think might be a good shout in fantasy just to finish the podcast.
Are we going through the whole team first? We do.
Yeah, just go through the whole
each,
team. Jack,
Okay.
you start, mate.
So I went for Schmeichel in goal. Obviously, we spoke about him earlier on. Great goalkeeper. In defence, I went for Robertson, Soyuncu, Kufal, and Denayer. In midfield, I went for De Bruyne, Mount, and Soucek. And then up front, I went for Ronaldo, Mbappe, and Yilmaz. And on my bench, I had to fill it up with players.
Who's
just
on the
to
bench?
keep in the budget. So I went for Herodecki. Is it Jaya from, I think, is it Denmark? Yeah.
Oh, Kjær.
Yeah, Kjær.
Yeah.
I went for Kante and then Llorente.
See, my team, I've gone for Donnarumma in goal for Italy because he was fairly cheap. I've got Alioski, Kufal, and Walker. These basically just players I've waxed lyrical about in the whole podcast. You've got Kante, Barella, Mount, and Halanoglu in midfield. You've got Mbappe, Kane, and Immobile up front. I basically spent all my budget on my first 11. So my bench is Hradecki, Boylson, Thomas Callas, and Adam Naj.
Yeah, fair play.
What about you, Luke?
So on 3-4-3.
That's what I've gone for, yeah.
Kaki in goal, the Turkish
Yep.
keeper. Ruben Diaz, Chiellini, and two Alderweireld at the back.
Got a different team to me and Jack already.
Yeah. Mason Mount, Barella, Kante, and Jack Grealish in the midfield.
Similar midfield to me then, yeah.
And up front, I've gone Mbappe, Giroud,
And Kane.
and
Yeah.
Lukaku.
Oh, you're not going for Kane?
No,
Why not?
It's
'Cause
too
I-
expensive.
yeah, he's too expensive, and I think Lukaku will.
Look like he should have
I think it between Lukaku and Kane for Golden Boot,
Mm.
but I think in terms of overall squad, Belgium got a much better squad. Also, like Kevin De Bruyne could be whipping in balls. So I think Lukaku will get a top scorer. That's why he's in my team. And then my bench, the whole Spain's thing, I didn't quite take that into consideration. So I've got Simon. He's a goalkeeper.
Yeah. You might want to change it for Kepa just in
Yeah.
case.
Pau Torres,
Yeah.
Janea.
Yeah.
Yes, Belgian centre
Yeah.
back, and then I've
Yeah.
got Declan Rice.
Fair enough. And there we are, boys. The Euros are here.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they're coming home?
Yes, it's coming
All right, mate. Do you reckon it's coming home?
I want it to,
Say
but
yes.
it's not
Say
going
yes.
to.
I picked Italy, so I reckon it's coming home to Italy. Grazie ragazzi, forza l'Italia.
I would have said that Conte was coming to Spurs, but he's not.
So you're picking England.
Yeah, so it's coming home.
All right, man. It might be coming home. We'll do a podcast midway through the Euros. We'll see you, like I said, midway through the Euros. Thank you for listening to Bullet Header. Have a good Euros. Goodbye.